The earth screamed, not with the roar of 1,000 guns, but with a guttural, tearing sound from deep beneath the mud and wire of the Western Front. At 3:10 a.m., June 7, 1917, 19 colossal detonations ripped the Belgian landscape apart. A tremor so profound it rattled windows in London, 140 miles distant, waking Prime Minister Lloyd George. This was no ordinary battle. This was the terrifying, landscape-altering climax of a forgotten war. Years the Great War had stagnated. World War I became synonymous with brutal, static trench warfare. Miles of fortified lines, barbed wire, and machine guns locked armies in agony. Above ground, stalemate reigned, but beneath, a new front emerged, silent and insidious: tunnel warfare. Military engineers, sappers, and a subterranean army of civilian miners plunged into the earth. Coal miners from Yorkshire, London Underground workers, sewer diggers, men accustomed to darkness, recruited for their unique skills. Their mission: tunnel beneath no man's land, plant massive explosives, and obliterate enemy lines from below. The enemy wasn't just German soldiers, it was the earth itself, its crushing weight. The suffocating claustrophobia of tunnels barely 4 feet high, 3 feet wide, air thick and heavy, the constant, unseen threat of carbon monoxide. Canaries, caged, gave their lives to warn the living. A race against time, against detection. British tunnelers perfected clay kicking. A miner, stripped to the waist, braced his back against a wooden plank, driving a sharpened grafting tool into the wet earth with powerful leg thrusts. No pickaxe, no shovel, just the rhythmic, muffled thump, quiet enough to escape detection. But the Germans were digging too. This was a listening war. Soldiers pressed ears to water-filled oil drums, to sticks driven into the earth, straining for the faintest scrape, a distant murmur of enemy voices. The ultimate terror: accidental intersection, opposing tunnels breaking through. Hand-to-hand combat erupted in absolute darkness, bayonets, trench clubs, even improvised knuckle knives clashing in suffocating confinement. No retreat, only death or entombment. Earlier mines, like the immense 24-ton blast at Lochnagar Crater during the 1916 Battle of the Somme, showed destructive power, but they often lacked coordination. The Allies learned. For the Ypres salient, Messines Ridge, they envisioned something apocalyptic. For 18 painstaking months, a vast, complex network of tunnels spread beneath German defenses. Over 8,000 meters of deep galleries, some 100 feet below the surface. Allied military engineering at its peak. Diversionary tunnels were dug closer to the surface, detected and blocked by the Germans, who believed they had countered the threat. But the true, deeper galleries remained unseen, holding their deadly secrets. Below Spanbrook Molen, Madelstead Farm, St. Eloi, 19 giant mine chambers waited. They held 455 tons of high explosives, primarily ammonal, over 910,000 pounds of raw destructive power. This was the largest non-nuclear man-made explosion in history at the time. Then, June 7, 1917, the silence before the storm. At 3:10 a.m., the switch was thrown. The ground erupted. 19 simultaneous volcanoes of earth, fire, and steel. An estimated 10,000 German soldiers vanished instantly. Entire sections of the front line simply ceased to exist. The sheer physical force annihilated enemy positions, paved the way for a swift Allied infantry advance, and fundamentally altered the landscape of Messines Ridge. This monumental act of subterranean conflict marked the zenith of offensive mining in World War I. After Messines, warfare shifted, becoming more mobile, but the scars remained. Massive craters, like the water-filled Pool of Peace at Spanbrook Molen, still mark the sites of those earth-shattering blasts, a chilling reminder: not all of the mines detonated. One at Pluksteer Wood, built for Messines, only exploded 38 years later, in 1955, when lightning struck a power pylon built over its forgotten chamber. These forgotten battles left a permanent mark on the land, and on the minds of those who fought them, a unique psychological toll, beyond shell shock, of constant, confined terror. The hidden war beneath the Western Front proved a realm where courage wasn't measured in yards gained, but in breaths taken in absolute darkness. A terrifying, unseen chapter